Hi, and welcome to iHeartGeek's first annual anniversary Christmas special.
Welcome to iHeartGeek.
And welcome to episode 0 of iHeartGeek. Oh, this is frightening.
The lost episode.
The lost episode. Well, it's not the lost episode. This was kind of meant to be, I guess, the first episode. You think maybe a little bit. Anyway, so we're geeking around the Christmas tree. That's the name of it. This is our first annual Christmas anniversary special because, you know, it's always great to have that first anniversary before you do a single show, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we're iHeartGeek, and I have some friends that I'd like to introduce to you. My name is Dub, and I'll be your producer today, and I'll moderate your show for you. And with me, as almost always, to my left, is my good buddy Spike. How you doing, bud?
Spike in the house. I'm well. How are you?
I'm outstanding.
Peachy keen.
Peachy keen.
Oh, yeah.
Is that really the first words that you want to be heard?
Peachy keen, jelly bean.
Okay, outstanding. And moving on.
Wow. Oh, yeah. I went there.
we have the Green Lantern rock star over here. We have our good buddy Kaj. How you doing, bud?
Good. Greetings and salutations, guys. Great to be on the show.
And Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Outstanding. And in our final corner, weighing in at 18 pounds, or something.
That would be interesting.
Okay. We have
in his head.
Mr. PB&Jason. How are you doing?
Very good, thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
To
guys.
everyone.
Yeah. Wow. This is big, guys. This is our third show we've recorded, but the first one that you guys get to stick in your ear holes, you know.
That's because we cussed too much on the last two.
Yeah, this is a family friendly sorta.
Words.
Yeah, we got to be.
Yeah,
We got to be
nice.
good. You got to get the coin jar out
Yeah.
every time.
Keep it PG.
I'm gonna be rich.
Oh, no
Right.
doubt.
There we
What are you
go.
talking about? I'm
We
taking
just
the
funded
jar
our
home.
Christmas party.
So, can you guys believe this? This is our first episode ever, and we got our first sponsor already.
Really?
Yes, we already got our first sponsor.
Nice.
We are brought to you today by St. Nick's Venison Jerky. There's a little cherry on the top of it. It's supposed to be delicious. I guess it's flavored with cocoa or something.
That's not venison.
Cocoa venison.
Don't
What are you
spoil it
saying?
for me.
What are you saying?
Do not spoil this for me. It tastes so good.
So yeah,
Those poor deer.
oh, poor deer.
Poor deer.
Well, I think Rudolph said, "Yeah, you think you're not going to include me in your games? Let's see what happens." You know, yeah, that's the oldest joke in the book, isn't it? Sorry.
With
guys.
every Happy Meal is included a Charlie in the box.
That's right. From the island of misfit toys.
Fun times.
Nice. Okay, well, let's kick this show off. We're going to start with Kaj. Tell us, kind of give us a little intro to what this show is.
Well, the intro to the show, like what we are wanting to base this on, is just we're for geeks by geeks. We just want to have all geeks of all shapes and sizes come on to the show or listen to the show and just be
Round is a shape.
round.
Yes.
I just lost my train of thought. It's just to come here and we're going to talk everything that is about geek culture, pop culture, comics, video games, movies,
Wrestling.
and anything and
Cartoons.
everything that has to do with the geek or nerd culture. Like, everybody is welcome. It's a family-friendly show. We just want to converse and have a good time and get your thoughts on Facebook or Twitter.
Now, let me say this, the family-friendly thing I think is a really important thing. Your kids can listen to this show, and I highly recommend my kids listen to this show. However, we do have jokes that are meant to be over the heads of some kids. Nothing to be worried about. This is this is how we normally talk to
And
each other.
possibly over the heads of some of the people at this table.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jason.
Just go with it.
Yeah,
Just go with it.
Just go with it. Okay.
Asterisk first episode.
Yeah, the hidden episodes, which we'll be recording later, I guess. I don't know. So, I'm really excited to be doing this with you guys. This will be a lot of fun.
Likewise.
Okay, so we're going to, because I get to be a geek and play with my little keyboard over here, I'm going to hit it right now so we can talk about our first segment.
And now it's time for a showdown.
Okay, our first segment is brought to you by PB&Jason. How did you get that name?
I'm going to withhold that information at the moment till we talk about something a little later in this show.
Oh, outstanding.
And then I will reveal that secret.
Ryan, we should let the Facebook and Twitter audience try to figure it out.
So I'm going to dedicate an entire show to that.
That would be
dear.
outstanding.
No.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to, in later shows, I'm going to do Who Beats Who segments.
Ooh,
We're gonna have like various superheroes or characters from various fictions or whatever get into fights,
books,
movies. Exactly. They're gonna fight. They're gonna throw down, and we're gonna decide whether or not those throwdowns are credible or not. But this one, we're gonna do one. They're not gonna fight, but we're gonna do one tonight. We're gonna take a few people out of Christmas lore that everybody knows.
Out of the Yule log.
So here's your scenario: a warm, beautiful fire, a bunch of British kids and strange bipedal clone people running around having a Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
And sitting at the head of each table, we have Ebenezer Scrooge.
Okay.
And the
old
Grinch.
Scrooge.
Right?
Oh.
And they are
That is
having
a
a
lineup.
wonderful. Yeah, right. They're having a wonderful time because they're really good people at this point.
Oh, so this is
This is the after the fact.
This after the fact? Okay.
Well, they're having a discussion about
Okay.
when they weren't.
Outstanding.
And Ebenezer says, "My friend, do you remember when we were not quite so spirited?" And the Grinch says, "Absolutely, I do."
Wow, even voices.
digging
Nice.
it. I can
Go
go
on.
Really bad voices, but yeah.
You got me on the edge of my seat.
So they're discussing who has the blackest heart. And that's what I want to put to this panel. Who has the blackest
Who
heart?
was more evil?
Who used to have the blackest heart? The Grinch or Ebenezer Scrooge? Now, if you consider Scrooge,
Okay.
he wanted to decrease the surplus population by by basically offing kids. But the Grinch wanted to completely destroy Christmas for an entire city. And they're talking about that. They're at the table talking about that.
So this isn't quite a brawl. This is just who was
Who
more,
was worse.
Who
Like
was
a,
more
And it hurts
evil.
their feelings because now they have big hearts and they're generous and they have geese and turkeys and roast beasts and all sorts of things at this table now.
That epic roast beast.
But they're trying to decide like what would be the thing because their redemption story is very similar.
But let's say, if you look at it, I think that the Grinch, actually, what he did wasn't quite as bad. These were annoying people that were really bad to him all the time, forced him up into a cave, and he just wanted some peace and quiet.
That is true. He had the
'Cause they
noisy
were
neighbor situation.
I have some neighbors that I really would like to send to, wherever,
but would you
and
go,
take their Christmas tree.
Yeah, would you
Right.
go to the
Maybe
house
go
and take their
steal their
tree
Christmas,
and
right?
steal their presents and their roast beast and run up a mountain?
It
And
depends
I
on
don't know
how
that I
loud
wouldn't.
they're getting.
You feel the Grinch was justified in his
I think he
actions?
was. I'm not saying it's justified.
At least to
I
an
think he would
extent.
be more justified
Okay.
because let's be honest. Scrooge was nothing but a sociopath. He had no conscience until one day he did.
But he
So
did,
therefore, he
but-
was able to act how he wanted to act.
No, he had a youth full of conscience. He was a good kid and a good guy who got on the path of money, and that ruined him.
And that turned him into like a banking machine where if you couldn't pay, then, tough luck.
But nature
yeah.
versus nurture. Yeah.
But when you get down to the blackest heart, didn't the Grinch have a dog?
Yes, and he was
did have
such,
a dog.
and he kicked the dog. You feel bad.
Oh, he did, didn't
He
he?
kicked a dog.
So that definitely points away.
He kicked the dog, and that dog was so loyal.
Well, on top of that, remember he put the reindeer hook on and he stapled it to his head.
He did. It was like I remember
wow.
he took the staple gun and
Although
right there.
Although he did show a little bit of compassion, cutting the heavy parts of it off, so he could, he was
So
able
it would
to
balance.
walk
Well,
balanced
that was
out.
for aerodynamics. I don't think that was for the dog. It was for
That was
aerodynamics.
aerodynamics.
Slay aerodynamic, exactly.
So, let's go point by point here. We have Scrooge, who's it's an all-time classic. It's hundreds of years old. Versus the Grinch, who has the most killer soundtrack of Christmas.
Indeed.
Oh yes,
Who has-
the greatest song, no doubt.
Who has,
about it.
in my opinion, a more justified backstory for what he's doing. I'm not saying it's right.
Well, they're sitting at the
So-
table and they've come to a conclusion.
So let's before Jason gives us his verdict, let's give our verdict real quick. Let's start with you, Kaj.
I am going to go with the Grinch because
The more evil.
is more evil. The Grinch
Okay.
is more sinister with his actions because with Ebenezer, I feel that Ebenezer he was just I don't want to say a victim, but that was his routine. It's like he was the bank. Like he just was so into it with money that once he finally got scared enough that he's like, money can't take it with you, that he turned his heart and started giving instead of taking. Then, I mean, that's kind of like we all kind of are like that at some point in time. But with the Grinch, he friggin' took everybody's credit. He destroyed an entire city's friggin' presents.
Fair
and
enough.
on top of that, Max, who's the dog's name, got stapled with the antler.
Okay. Spike?
I am actually going to contest that. I'm going the other way. I think that Scrooge had the blackest heart. I mean, if you look at it just anatomically, okay, the Grinch didn't really have a black heart. It was just 3 sizes too small, first of all.
Though?
By the way, that was Spike who said anatomically, not me, Mr. Who has the big words.
Thank you.
Second of all, Scrooge, how you got there is neither here nor there. He is the epitome of the big corporations, big banks, and all he cared about was money. Like you said, he was like almost like killing kids. He wanted to like whatever.
He never killed a kid. Oh, geez.
He talked
You
about
guys
it
are
enough.
exaggerating.
He wanted
Sure,
to
he
thought about it.
suggested
He
it.
wanted to like lower
To
the
the charity-
population.
yeah, to the
yada,
charity
yada.
guys.
And
Because he
it-
wanted the charity
it
guys to
took-
go away.
It
But-
took
well,
nearly
no.
like a psychedelic time traveling acid trip in order for him to like
That's
bring
a
it
good
around
point.
straight. I'm going to give this one to Scrooge.
Okay, I'm going to have to, as much as I was arguing that what the Grinch did wasn't as bad, he's the worst one. Can I tell you this? Because the scary part about Scrooge is he's really in all of us more than we ever would want to admit. How many times you had to deal with the charity? I gave at the office. I just don't care about your thing, whatever. I mean, that was one of his evil things. We all do that on a daily basis. When was the last time you walked over a homeless guy?
Right.
We're in Vegas. We do it all the time. This is stuff we do all the time. We're always, we sacrifice family time and time with loved ones and friends for making money. So the Scrooge is a lot more of us than we actually want to admit. So I would say that if I want to condemn Scrooge to be the most evil, I'm condemning the entire world to be that evil. So,
Wow.
the Grinch.
Mind blown.
That
All
is
right.
deep.
Getting philosophical.
Wow, I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. That's awesome. So they're sitting around the table and they came to a decision as well.
Okay, I'd like to hear it.
Surrounded by kids and Who's and Cratchits and everybody that was there. They decided it was the Grinch, as do I. And the reason is because where Scrooge became the nasty fella that he is due to things that happened to him in money and love and expectations, the Grinch was just a jerk. He was just
enough.
a jerk.
Right. Okay.
Fair enough.
Until his heart grew when he heard them sing. So that pretty much throws the whole neighbors thing out the window because he heard them
Yeah.
sing.
Right. Just
So,
out of spite.
Yeah, he was just a spiteful being that happened to hear good music and his heart grew and that turned him good.
It must have been Dave Matthews.
So it's the Grinch.
It has to have been.
Okay.
Grinch it is. All right, so as we all know, it is the holiday season.
Holiday
season.
Favorite time.
Holiday season.
How did everybody go there? Outstanding.
Christmas.
Boop-be-doo. So
Yeah, we're getting
I-
sued by 12 different caroling
Yeah.
companies.
As we speak.
Saying,
So,
please don't ever
in
sing our
real
music
time.
again.
And Scrooge owes them all.
So
as
anyway,
it
go ahead.
is,
Go ahead. You had to
tis the
say
season,
something.
Indeed. What does everybody want for Christmas? Dub?
Oh, wow. What do I want for Christmas?
Don't at all think that I'm like offering Christmas presents to anybody.
Right.
Because you are. Okay, there's two things that I want. I want a Amazing Fantasy 15. You all geeks out there know what I'm talking about. First issue Spider-Man, and I want it as at least a 7.8 graded. Yeah. Or can I get the DeLorean from Back to the Future? With the actual
With the
being
time
able to do
traveling
it?
capability.
That's
what
everything in it.
Yes, exactly.
Doc Brown included.
Oh yeah, because I have to have a
Nice.
conscience. Because otherwise, I'm gonna go do bad things. I would be a supervillain.
Marty!
Kosh.
I feel like I would want. Heck, I'm just gonna go for broke. I want a TARDIS.
Ooh.
Yes.
Now that's big for somebody that's not really into Doctor Who, because there's a lot of bad stuff that comes with having a TARDIS.
Well, but still, I can have so much fun with it.
Oh,
though,
absolutely.
right?
Are you just hoping Rose comes with it?
Yes, absolutely.
Outstanding. Okay.
Jason.
I just want happiness for my children.
No. We said selfish. Selfish.
Get
What about-
selfish, bro. Come on.
What about, world peace and...
See, we're all
We said-
Scrooge. What did I say?
Right?
Okay, fine, a polar bear.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now
I'm
we're getting
in.
somewhere.
Okay, so...
Go on.
Polar bear. You asked me a question earlier. How to get that? And what does PB stand for? PB is polar bear. And I credit that one to Jules, who named me that one.
Cool.
Yes.
So, I'll take a polar bear because I'll tell you what. That would be one bad aid dog. I mean, that would be the coolest,
That's
baddest
Yes.
dog
Indeed.
ever.
You just have to have a lot of bamboo trees.
Armor or no armor? Straight polar bear?
You talking about?
Are we talking like Golden Compass?
Yeah,
Panda?
Spyglass?
straight up golden compass.
I suppose you could upgrade
Wow,
to
we went
armor,
there.
but I'll start without armor because we'd have to get through that whole trial period to make sure that the dog didn't eat me.
Okay.
Because there would be that period where you'd have to make sure you were gained the love and loyalty of your new giant dog.
You don't want to
and
become-
not become the next meal because you forgot to your seal order didn't arrive on the truck.
Indeed.
You don't want to become Grizzly Man and be like, oh yeah, he's my friend. And the next thing you know, it's
Exactly.
just
I'm talking
gnawing
about.
on
I mean, who would ever mess with you if you had a dog like that?
me,
Well, I've
yeah.
seen Pomeranians that are died like, and I kind of want to kick them. Wow, y'all looked at me like
Grinch?
I'm not even kidding.
Mr. Grinch
That was
over
a
here.
joke,
You're
guys.
a mean
Jeez.
one.
I mean, a dub actually wins
Mr.
the blackest
Grinch.
heart.
Wow.
So you know
He
you're
just
gonna be
beat the
stapling an
Grinch.
antler
Let's go
on
back
it?
and
What's
redo
going
that
on?
segment.
Maybe
We're
a
going to
little
throw
bit.
Dub into the
Yeah, he
mix.
just is it Scrooge, Grinch, or Dub as the blackest hearted
Dub,
person
Dub.
at Christmas.
A little bit.
Hands down. It's like a reaction. It's
Fine,
not
you're
even
all
a thought.
fired. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
But we're not getting paid.
I guess you have a point. Never mind. Okay.
Pay
So
us.
since you asked a question, Spike, what is your Christmas?
That's
What?
an easy one. I want the Falcon's flight pack, the jet pack that he's got, and Nick Fury's eye patch.
Wait, what? What?
Why the
Why
eye
the-
patch?
Jet. Why
and
not
you
an
know what
eye
goop it's gonna
patch?
have on it?
But if you're gonna fly, don't you need both eyes?
Yeah, don't you want your depth perception?
I
to
Don't
be-
you like how stupid you feel right now?
I have no. I wouldn't wear the eye patch while I'm flying. Silly.
Why wouldn't you wear the flag?
Why would you ever take it off?
Because I'm thousands of feet off the ground. I need to see first of all, and nobody's going to be able to see
we
me
gotta-
wearing
we
the
gotta
eye
get to
patch
the-
if
we gotta
I'm
get
like
to the
thousands
bottom
of
of
feet off the
this.
ground.
What's that guy flying?
We got to
Why
get
is
to the
he wearing
bottom of
an eye
this. So
patch?
the
Yeah,
eye
nobody's
patch,
gonna see the eye
You mean
patch.
aesthetically because it would look cool.
Yes, and like
Okay.
as I'm landing, I throw it on my head, and then I
So
come
your
in
depth
from my
perception
entrance.
wouldn't be
boom
hampered
No,
while
not while
flying.
not in flight. No.
But then you land, and then the patch goes on.
As I'm coming down, my hands go, and I throw it on my head.
He
And
just
then
made
I
a
come in
hand sign for that, by the way,
yes,
guys.
it did. Like I pantomimed putting the eye patch on.
Okay.
And then as I come in for the landing, everybody's like, "Whoa!" And he's got an eye patch. Oh, and then everybody just assumes that I have like all this programming and like
Well, Jason, isn't there some canon that Nick Fury can actually see out of that eye, and there's like a computer running through there? Wasn't there some canon that said that somewhere?
Maybe I can't possibly.
Yeah,
that he-
okay.
that he- that
I'm
he-
sure in some Elseworld story that's the case.
There's
I
some
don't know.
canon where it can see through walls and clothing. No,
Yeah.
that's someone else. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's your dream. That's why he wants to. Now we get it. Now
I've been doing my research, folks.
that's outstanding. And he's the newbie. I mean, he literally
Right.
comes on the show as he's the new guy.
That's pretty cool. Eye patch and jetpack.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
that was definitely creative.
It-
So
Yay.
Yay!
You can actually buy one on Etsy for $7.50.
An eye patch or a jetpack?
You had better text me that link.
Eye patch. Yeah.
now, are you sure you'd want the Falcons and not like Boba Fett's?
It was either that or Iron Man's
No,
suit of
no,
armor,
no.
but
Oh,
it
who
gets a
wants
little
that?
warm here.
You don't want Boba Fett's. What happens with Boba Fett's? It gets hit down, then he goes into the Sarlacc pit. You don't
Yeah.
want his jetpack.
You go spinning out of
Yeah, it
control.
only
I don't
flies
want anything.
horizontal. It doesn't seem to
Right.
go up
Right.
or
Yeah.
down.
or,
Right.
or down.
or down quickly.
Right.
Into if you look at the new ones, the Seymour from Little Shop of Horror.
13 lines of coolness. That's Boba Fett. 13 lines.
And they're the coolest
And he
13
looked-
lines on the planet.
And he looked awesome.
You know, can we do this for a second? Let's go on this tangent. What is the freaking appeal with Boba Fett?
He looks awesome.
I think it's aesthetics. That's what I'm going to guess because he didn't. Did he have any lines?
Yes.
13.
13.
13 lines. He had
Well,
dialogue
that's
in the movie.
after the
That was
the original
basically
3.
from
or the
episode
Empire
5 to
Strikes Back.
episode 6, right?
Empire Strikes Back. I don't think he talked
No.
at all in Return
Yeah.
of the Jedi.
He didn't
No,
show
in
up.
Empire Strikes Back, he had 13 lines. He looks amazing. And you saw him, you know what it really was? When Darth Vader, who would scare the heck out of anybody, you know,
Bowed down to him, kinda.
Boba Fett stood there, you know, looked at him, said, "He's no good to me dead." To Vader.
Right.
To frickin' Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
He has
That's
that. He does have that
interesting.
mercenary's mind.
Exactly.
Well, actually, Boba Fett did
Exactly.
have a line in Return of the Jedi. He did. Yeah, right.
It was that famous scream, wasn't it,
Right.
from the movies?
That
That's
scream
the
is
Wilhelm
in
scream.
every movie.
The
Wilhelm,
Wilhelm scream. Yeah.
That's actually fun. That's a fun little project. We got some people that are going to be on the show later that can talk in detail about it. But in almost every movie, there's the Wilhelm scream, and that's in almost every movie. If you find it, that's a fun game. It's just that almost every movie has it. We'll discuss
I
it
don't
later.
even know what that is.
Oh,
It's that scream
fantastic.
that everybody's heard that goes, oh!
Oh, okay.
It's the exact same one. The same sound clip.
I think I've heard it many, many times. I just never knew it had a term.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the term.
Crazy. Huh.
Yep. Okay, well, let's move on then, I guess.
Let's do
Moving
that.
on.
Okay, let's talk about the main topic of the day.
Now it's time for the main event.
Okay, now normally on this show, what we're going to be doing is a lot of lists, but we're not doing a list today because, yeah, we're not going to because we just want to do some discussion as to what is. That's anger. That's people throwing
That's my
their
list
stuff.
being crumpled up now. Thanks a lot.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're still going to talk about them, though. We're going to talk about what are our
Unfold
favorite
it.
Christmas movies. And, what is our least while we're at it.
Man, actually, I used to love this movie when I was growing up as a kid, but now I watched it when I was an adult. And I'm like, this is a horrible. The Chipmunks Christmas special.
Oh!
I've
The golden
never been a
harmonica.
fan of the
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Wait a minute, were
Chipmunks.
there? But you mean you're saying there was a time where you thought that was the greatest?
Like when
movie
I was growing up, I
ever?
thought
That's
was
fair
the
enough.
Golden
That is
harmonica.
fair enough.
I loved it. It was like one of my favorite. I would watch it every Christmas, and I loved it. And then I watched it about a couple of years ago, and I'm like, this is a horrible cartoon.
just a couple of years ago.
Right. Well, I found it. Like I couldn't find it. I wanted to watch it so much, and then I finally found it on DVD. And I
So
got
you
it. I'm like,
actively
"Yay!"
searched for it.
Yes,
on
I
okay.
did. I
Oh,
did.
wow.
And then popped it in and watched it. And after I got done, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to watch this anymore. This is.
Did you watch the whole thing before determining that?
I watched the entire thing because I was like, maybe it gets better. Maybe there's a part where I loved. No,
Maybe
there's
it
nothing.
gets
There's
better.
nothing part of it. Dude.
Wow.
Like,
That's
It's
awesome.
not like giving. Yeah, it's horrible.
I gotta push
I
through. I gotta
Wow.
just want to judge it
push
until I
through
saw the
it.
whole thing, right?
Well, let me. Okay, let's move on because this is gonna hurt. Jason, PB&Jason's gonna pop in a second. I'll throw out. This is my favorite, and then in the next breath, I'm gonna tell you my least favorite. My favorite ever was A Christmas Story. And that, I
Awesome
mean,
movie.
everybody loves that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tradition in my family. We decorate the tree and we watch that movie every single year.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
And I'll tell you what, it has the best scene that I've seen in cinema. It speaks more to me than any movie ever. This one scene, the scene when he's opening up, and not Ralphie's reaction, but the dad's reaction. It's like just priceless. I'm like, oh, I just feel you so much. And before as a dad, I was like,
Can I add something to
amazing.
that amazing scene, which
Absolutely.
I agree with you? If you watch that movie, you'll notice he looks all sleepy and tired while they're opening the presents.
Mm-hmm.
But when the mom goes to the tree with the little brother, he gets up and he gets the gun and he brings it over and he gets
really?
it.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
He gets it and he brings it over and then he sits back down on the couch looking all sleepy again.
Huh.
So it was a whole
setup.
That is a beautiful moment. It really is.
Yeah, that's actually, I think, one of the best moments ever caught on film. It really is incredible.
And that is a wonderful movie.
And and before I go on to my worst, do you know who was actually originally supposed to play the dad?
No.
Listen, Ralphie, I'm also the Joker.
Jack Nicholson, yes.
How creepy would that be?
Right.
I'm going to take that little Red Ryder BB gun and I'm going to stick it up your butt. You know, it would have changed the feel of that movie a little bit.
I'm just curious, what movie was Jack Nicholson in where he talked about sticking something up someone? Never mind.
Yeah, okay.
Cuckoo's Nest.
And then
Different show.
Yeah.
Save that one
Joker.
for another
Joker.
episode.
And then the worst was Christmas Story 2. If you've ever seen that piece of
Summer Story?
crap, no, it's Christmas.
Oh,
You're
really?
talking about the actual
It's
sequel.
it's got Daniel Stern playing the dad, and it is, it's so bad. Ralphie's 16 and his brother's like 6 still for some reason, and it's just, and they're repeating a lot of the same lines from the movie.
I didn't even know that movie existed.
It's
I did
so
not either.
bad. It's
I'm wondering if once I maybe watched it and blocked it out on like the Chipmunks movie. Which
You need to watch.
You
Everyone
didn't
should
block
watch
it?
this movie for Christmas. Watch Christmas Story 2, and then be mad at me.
Interesting.
I just remembered one that's a horrible movie too, and it's a Star Wars one. The Star Wars Holiday Christmas special.
Oh,
Happy
my
Life
gosh.
Day.
Happy Life Day.
Which had 20 minutes before you understood a word of it? Because all
it's actually
no subtitles.
No, so just
that movie is so much like just watching a car wreck.
It's like watching the original Fantastic Four.
and then on top of that, like the grandfather, like literally, just, it's almost like a soft core movie that he's watching, and it's like
Wow!
But do you guys
He's-
know?
Whoa!
Do you guys know what amazing character made his very first appearance in that movie?
Please don't tell me Jar Jar. No, I don't know.
Boba Fett.
Really?
That was Boba Fett's first appearance.
Huh.
And he was like bullying the family. He had more lines than that.
I'm going to have to find that somewhere online because I know that
he had 14 instead of 13.
Exactly.
I know that Lucas hasn't destroyed every copy. What about you?
Let's see. I would have to say, without a doubt, my absolute favorite Christmas movie of all time. It's not the holiday season until I've watched The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah.
I know it's like Miracle Whip. Pick a side.
Coming
Yeah.
across with the
love
fist.
it or love
Fist
it or
is
hate
crossing
it.
the table.
Fist bump it.
Yep. Nightmare is great.
We all have numbered up.
I because it's good. You can do Halloween or Christmas.
No,
You can
I
do either
get it,
one, and
but
I
it's just-
love them
When
both.
I
Yeah.
hear that this is Halloween song opening,
Yes.
dude, it's goosebump inducing.
Yeah, it's hard. I agree with
love
Kaj.
that.
I agree with Kaj. It is hard for me to completely think of that as a Christmas movie because of the Halloween and everything.
Well,
But
yeah.
just as a movie, that movie, yeah, I'm one of those when
I guess,
dubbed that
yeah.
that you make fun of. I'm one of those when it comes to that movie.
It could be it could be considered either one, but the first time I ever watched it was Christmas Eve wrapping Christmas presents when I was like
Awesome.
It's the memories that
13
go with
years
these
old.
movies that
So
are
yeah,
fantastic.
it's like that nostalgia, that comes with great Christmas movies.
Well, speaking of movies that we've all seen a million times and grown up with, It's a Wonderful Life. Now,
Yes.
Amazing movie.
Normally, I wouldn't bring this up because, I mean, we've all seen it, yes, blah, blah. And I was just listening to a podcast today, and actually I heard this theory. If you watch that movie, and when...
And you play Pink Floyd
no,
with it?
no. When he's getting ready to jump, that was the angel jumped in so that he wouldn't commit suicide, so that he could actually go to heaven. Now, and so he went in he jumped as a heroic act instead of suicide. Wait for this. Okay, and the second his eyes closed from he hit the ground or the water, he didn't go and see all these different things. He died. He saw the two different realities of what would have happened. And then one would have been hell, and because he killed himself, but
Right.
because he jumped in as a heroic act to save somebody and died, he got to see his heaven.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was an
Interesting theory. I love those. Like whenever they take like a hidden meaning or a possible theory on these
They
different
smoke
movies.
crack before coming up with that theory.
I think that's pretty legit.
Mind blown here.
Can't we just take it for the story that it is, which is an angel coming and earning his wings and
What a square.
redeeming a guy that, did all this good and could talk like Mary. Come on, Mary.
Have an imagination,
No.
man. Don't be
No.
such a square.
After like I said, we've all watched this movie a million times. Your mind's got to start going to other places on stuff.
After a while, yeah.
Well, they have
All
it
right,
on,
you
they have
guys
it on
can
TBS
invent.
like every year.
You guys want to invent? You go right ahead. I'll just do Jack Nicholson in The Christmas Story.
Please don't. That'll ruin it for me.
Want your
You'll
Red
ruin
Ryder?
Christmas.
All right, so in the same aspect of you, it is not Christmas. It is not Christmas for me until Hans Gruber falls off the Nakatomi Tower.
absolutely.
So, Die Hard is
Yes.
one of my all-time
Now
favorite Christmas
there was a
movies.
meme
And
on our
screw
site.
anybody who says that is not a Christmas movie.
Die Hard is not a
That
Christmas
is,
movie.
oh, whatever. Get out
Okay.
of this room.
No, I said we had that meme that popped up on our page. There was quite a bit of discussion on that, and I think you were the only one that was
I'm
anti.
the only one who's correct in that assessment.
You know,
It
you know
must
what?
be. It must suck having to be the only person that's right in the whole
It's
world.
a movie that takes place during Christmas.
And they play Christmas in
I.e.
Hollis, so that makes for a Christmas
You know,
movie.
Yeah.
there are people that think that this is a Christmas movie, and then there are people that are wrong.
So
you're
yeah.
wrong.
Well, let me throw out another Christmas. This isn't actually a movie, but the Christmas episode of Batman the Animated Series with Harley. She just gets out and she's cured, quote unquote. And then Bruce is kind of watching her, seeing what she's gonna do, and she's trying to do good, and then she just gets caught in this bad thing, and then it's just like it's a really touching moment when. She's like, I'm ready to go back, and she's like, embraces Batman because she's like, I'm not ready to come out yet. I'm not safe yet, and it was just a great moment.
well, isn't
I got chills on it.
the record of being out of Arkham like 25 minutes?
Something like that.
I don't
Before
think
you
she
need
made
to be
it that
going
far.
back?
Well, I don't know because
they're 23-minute
Look
episodes.
who the psychiatrist is, Doctor Strange. I mean, come on,
All right.
not that
Nice.
Doctor Strange.
The
I guess
other
I
one.
should. Yeah, Hugo Strange.
It was brought up on our the Facebook page from Scott, one of my friends, who also says that Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. Is
There is
that a
argument
Christmas
for
movie
that.
Also?
Yes.
There's definitely argument to that.
Because to me, that's another movie that just happens to take place during Christmas.
No, he's wrong.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
So anyway,
Okay, so one of my favorite Christmas movies, actual Christmas movies that's a Christmas movie.
movies. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh man, is okay. So we were talking about Scrooge and A Christmas Carol.
Okay.
There have been many versions, but the one that stands out to me is one that came out. I was in high school when this came out, I believe, and that was the one starring George C. Scott.
you're that old.
I am that old.
You're like 95. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, that's I don't. Yeah. No, I don't know if any of you guys have seen that one. Have you guys
Yes.
seen that version?
Yes.
Yeah, that version has George C. Scott. It has David Warner, another one of my favorite actors, as Bob Cratchit.
Nice.
And there are others in the cast who I don't know their names, but it's just so. It's very serious. It's seriously put together. It's one of those movies that taking the message of the Scrooge message of don't let your heart be blackened by things instead of the spirit and goodness and all that. And they just really did an outstanding job with that one.
Well, to top you on this one, and I'm going to stand here.
Top me.
I'm going to drop the mic here. This is the end of the segment, just because I have to end it here. Scrooged. Done.
I was going to actually list that as one of my worst.
You're wrong on everything with Christmas. That's amazing.
Completely.
What's wrong with you and
What
Christmas?
is wrong with you?
backwards.
You're one of those people that won't say Merry Christmas to people and you get offended, aren't
No,
you?
I love Christmas.
It's happy
I
holidays.
love Christmas. I think
Oh.
I actually have the perspective on Christmas. I don't just go to any old movie where I see some tinsel and some wreaths and call it a Christmas movie.
Then you're wrong. Okay, let's move on. Okay.
And then Jason's heart shrunk
Shrunk
three
three sizes that day.
That's true. Give me your beast. I'm going up the mountain.
Although I will take that argument, that mindset, and I'm going to ask a question. Why in the world does that Sound of Music song, the When the Dog Bites, When the Bee Stings, how did that become a Christmas song?
Is it?
every single Christmas.
according to
just
everybody who
think of
thinks
few of
Die Hard
my
and Lethal
favorite
Weapon are
things,
probably
and
is
then
a
I don't
Christmas
feel
song.
so bad. How is that a Christmas song? Stop playing that song. It's not a Christmas song.
It was in Die Hard, so therefore it's a Christmas song.
Wow, he's
That
just
was in-
bitter.
This guy,
Scrooge. Remember when I said he's got a little? Everyone's got a little Scrooge. He's got a lot of Scrooge in him. Jeez.
My goodness.
Do you have a dog at home, Jason?
No, I do not.
Thank
Thank God.
This guy's the Grinch with a top hat. My goodness.
Okay, well let's move on because we're gonna kill each other in a minute. So here comes our final segment of the day. We have the book report.
Shh! It's time for a book report.
Okay, now I'm literally standing on the mic. Well, not standing on the mic, but I'm sitting on the mic and I'm actually showing the book that we're reading today. It's hardback and everything, and
It's the Chipmunks Christmas special.
That's the one.
from Kaja's house.
Well, this is Krampus, and there is a picture of PB&Jason on the front.
Oh
so,
man,
oh,
that's harsh.
this book is called Krampus the Yule Lord. It is by a feller named Brom, who is an incredible writer, an incredible artist. He's drawn Batman. He's done D&D. He's done Warcraft. You name it in the fantasy world, he's done it. If you've ever heard of the Inheritance Cycles, which is dragon book, he's actually the inspiration for one of the main characters in it. It's very, very accomplished guy. Anyway, this Krampus, it starts with this musician guy that's tough time with the kids, and there's the split up family and all that other stuff, and he gets kind of caught up in this whole otherworldly realm. I know this sounds really a lot weirder than it is, but he gets kind of caught up with all these weird characters. And Krampus, if anybody's familiar with Krampus, he's like the antithesis of Saint Nick.
Anti-Santa.
A German.
Yeah, he actually he would take baby heads or something like that. He just does horrible
He would
things.
steal children that were bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely
Right.
and it was pretty horrific. Oh God, they're mean. Anyway, so it's a very modern telling of Krampus and how everyone's kind of living together. In this, Saint Nick makes an appearance, and he is a bad mofo. I've shown you guys the pictures of actually what he looks like. Check this book out. It is, it's about $20 on Amazon. Check it out. Krampus the Yule Lord by Brom, and I would definitely give it 2 thumbs up. Don't read it around Christmas time but I pulled it out because Krampus is kind of Christmassy. So I would definitely give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Wow.
So that's
All right.
for our first book report. I gave it something that I really loved.
I am intrigued.
Setting the bar high. I like it.
Nice. Okay, and so we'll be doing a lot of book reports and movie reports and stuff like that. So they're just quick and to the point, and just kind of want to share stuff that we're into, and hope you guys want to check it out too.
I'm gonna have to read Krampus now because it got 2 thumbs up.
It got 2 thumbs way up.
Nice.
Okay, so this is yeah. Go ahead, take it.
And it's a Christmas story.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you. You
that
just
all-
made my heart grow
that all
3
des-
sizes
that
today.
all depends.
That was awesome.
Now I have a heart attack.
That's fist bump worthy. I
The
think.
it only depends. Is the Nakatomi building in it?
If you're lucky.
Right?
And if they play Run DMC doing Christmas from Hollis, Queens, it is a Christmas movie.
Are Riggs and Murtaugh running around with Krampus? And-
Unfortunately, no, but I wish. So anyway, that's our show, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna give you a second for everyone to tell everybody where to get a hold of them and stuff. So let's start with Spike. How do people get a hold of you, sir? And is there anything that you want to say? Just a last minute Christmas thing to anybody out there?
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. My favorite things, that song is not a Christmas song, so stop singing it. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. And you can get a hold of me if you want to follow me on Twitter. I'm now on Twitter at the
You sound
Vegas
bitter about it.
Spike. Oh, not at all.
At the Vegas Spike.
At TheVegasSpike.
And he's starting to tweet more.
I am. I'm getting into this. I'm a 58-year-old man in a 29-year-old's body. So give me time. I will catch up.
With a 12-year-old
You have
mind.
really great
With
skin.
What's this thing
Really good
called
skin.
I'm telling you, this
Twitter?
complexion, you got to be born with it, or you can't work for this. It's just something you're born with. Go ahead.
PB&Jason.
Despite what you might have heard, I love Christmas. It's wonderful. It's actually my favorite holiday. I get really into the season. I spread out things with my kids and my family, and really, really do love it. And always have. It's been very magical and special to me my entire life. And I can be reached on the iHeartGeek Facebook page. That's a good place to reach me because this whole Twitter thing, I mean, I'm doing it.
You'll get
and
there.
On Twitter, I'm at PB_and_Jason with
That's
a
part of the
capital
problem.
J. So you can reach me there. But if you really want to talk to me and converse beyond 140 characters, you can reach me at the iHeartGeek Facebook page. And I would love to talk to anybody about anything.
Let's see. So the last thing for Christmas, peace on earth, goodwill toward men.
Wow, we're hard.
You know,
we are geeks.
You know,
that proves it right there.
Present. Just love each other with everything that's going on in this day and age, and just love each other. I mean, we need more love than anything else. You can find me off. You can find me off. You can find me at on Twitter. I am iHeartGeek_Kaj. That's KAJ. And if you're looking at me for Facebook, just go to the iHeart Geek Show Facebook page and then just type in my name, Kaj, and it should pop up and I'll get a hold of you.
And if it's really quiet and you listen really close, you might hear Alvin and the Chipmunks playing out of his DVD.
If you're lucky.
With the golden harmonica.
Okay. First thing I want to get to is that we, as a show, have a Twitter, and we are at what are we at? We are at
Heart
Geek Show. Not the symbol, but HEART. IHeartGeek Show. We're on it a lot. We got like a buttload of followers before we even done a show, so you guys are awesome.
Yeah, a bunch of them are going to be gone after the show, but
I would imagine so. But I love everybody that stays. I love y'all. And if you want to get a hold of me, I'm at Comic Not Geek. Yeah, pretty simple. And my Christmas thing is, I want to do a very Merry Christmas to my wife and kids who put up with me doing all these shows. And thank you, and I love you. And all you guys that don't have families out there, you're still loved. You're not alone. And until next time, I'm Dub.
I'm Spike.
I'm Kaj.
I am PB.
And until next time, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays and everything else. Happy Hanukkah.
Love all that. Drive safe.
You've been listening to iHeartGeek. Our Twitter account is at iHeartGeekShow. Hope you enjoyed the show.